bro.
Just take a picture of your
real
face.
things.
What's good, everyone? It's your boy Anime Analyst, aka the Young Jiggy Ninja, back with another Boruto video. Now today we're going to be analyzing the new Otsutsuki transformation slash form that Boruto debuted in Boruto manga chapter 43. I mean, we all saw this legendary chapter that will go down as one of the most goated Boruto chapters in history. I mean, just write it down in the history books. Like, whatever you got to do, just make sure you remember 43, because this shit's a goat. But we see Boruto basically on the brink of death, and he essentially taps into the Otsutsuki power that Momoshiki had instilled within him, and Momoshiki takes over his body when this form is active. So I really want to do this video to kind of go over some of the notes that I wrote and some of the things that I analyzed regarding this form. So first thing I want to say is that this transformation seems to be evoked by an Otsutsuki when the vessel that the Otsutsuki is using, in this case Boruto, is on the brink of death, and it's probably some sort of defense mechanism, considering they share the same body, so they share the same fate. If Boruto was about to get crunchitized, Momoshiki would have just wasted all his chakra that he handed down to Boruto. So my boy was like, yo, we ain't going outside, my G. And then my boy Momoshiki subbed in for Boruto and just started whooping ass. My man said, yo, you mind if I open a can of whoop ass? Okay, don't mind if I do. Smack, smack, smack. So I mean, it was some crazy ass shit going on. So another thing that I noticed, of course, that everybody has noticed, that we've seen with people like Kawaki as well, the Otsutsuki like horns similar to the original member sprout out the vessel's head. So in this case, it didn't look too reminiscent of Momoshiki's horns, but Boruto definitely had like one horn protruding out of his basically upper head, and that made his headband actually slip down to his neck. The design for this shit was raw. It was so raw to the point that I just was like, this can't be real. Like, this looked like some fan fiction type shit. Like, that's how raw the design looked. They finally just did something great. Like, but as I was saying, the horn, I guess it's just how the body reacts to the Otsutsuki chakra. So if a human body is basically getting intermingled with Otsutsuki chakra, the body's reaction is to grow a horn similar to the Otsutsuki. So also another thing I noted was that this form doesn't automatically gain like an enormous amount of chakra. I think that once the Otsutsuki chakra comes out, it's like Boruto's body he was still able to like get some kicks in, get some punches in and stuff like that, but then he realized that Boruto's body was like basically almost no chakra left. So it's not like some Superman form that if you didn't have chakra before you activated it, it's just gonna magically give you chakra. He was like, yo, let me go ahead and slide and use this chakra real quick. So, well, let's just put it this way. Everything is relevant to the vessel's chakra levels. So in this case, it's a good thing that the ability of karma, one of the abilities, is to absorb chakra. So this is used to offset how much chakra is used when Otsutsukis are doing their moveset per se. So now we see why Jigen kept a 10 tails available as like a battery source to supplement using the Otsutsuki power through a non-Otsutsuki body. So Momoshiki similarly absorbed tail beast chakra from Naruto to power Boruto's body, and he did it in the most raw way. My boy said, is that Naruto over there? All right, one moment please. My man went over there, put his hand on his stomach and was like recharged up. Like, this man thought he was a damn iPhone. This man recharged up, and then he was like, all right, now back to whooping ass. Sorry for the technical difficulties. So it was really cool to see that, and considering that Boruto had a dojutsu active when Momoshiki took over his body, so naturally he could see the chakra network and see a huge pool of chakra available through Naruto. So it was like, yo, it's a no-brainer, my G. Like, I'm gonna go over here and get right. So that's one of the things that was pretty cool for me. So next, the Otsutsuki can innately utilize all the jutsu that the vessel can use. We saw this when Momoshiki actually went and utilized the Rasengan. I don't know if they have to remember the jutsu name in order to actually use the jutsu that the host is actually using, that the vessel knows, because Momoshiki was like what was that jutsu called that the boy used? He was like, yeah, Rasengan. And then as soon as he said that, he like let out this giant Rasengan, like basically utilizing all Naruto's chakra that he got, and obliterated Boro. So I don't know if Momoshiki was just being a sarcastic asshole, like he just wanted to use the Rasengan. And it's crazy because it's ironic, because The Rasengan is the jutsu that sent Momoshiki to the fucking infinity and beyond, because his man got blasted out into outer space, his body at least, with a Rasengan. So it's funny that my boy finally got to use the power of the Rasengan. So he was like, so this is what it feels like to use a Rasengan. So I don't know if it's required to know the name to use the jutsu if the Otsutsuki is taking over, or that was just Momoshiki being a smartass. So that was pretty cool to me, that they just innately know like how to work around the body. Another thing, the Jogan is activated in a vessel. Well, in Boruto's case, the Jogan was activated instantaneously when Boruto arrived in this new transformation, and I'm pretty sure it's because Boruto's bloodline that Momoshiki was basically utilizing this dojutsu just off the strength of Momoshiki knowing how to use dojutsu from beforehand. I don't know if Boruto never just uses it because he doesn't know how and he's always had it. I think that might be the case, but Boruto is only gonna have this shit available in one eye because the Jogan. The colors for the Jogan, I'm pretty sure it's the Jogan now. I was between byakugan and Jogan, but I'm pretty sure it's the Jogan because of the fact that in the first chapter of Boruto, when the Jogan was there, it looked the same as it does right now. So it's like, but I don't know, there's so many inconsistencies within the coloring, but I'm pretty sure it's the Jogan because it just, to make everything make sense, it's the Jogan, which can see chakra networks and stuff like that. So it's literally Boruto's bloodline and Momoshiki knowing how to use the dojutsu just based on the principle that he's an Otsutsuki and he used various dojutsu. So he's basically like hopping in another player's save game and knowing how to use all the high late game techniques per se. So that's kind of how I looked at it, but it was cool seeing Momoshiki really just be accustomed to like, oh, this my new house, or this my new car, let me drive around in it a little bit. So that's kind of what it was like looking at that. So next for me, the vessel inherits the ability to fly effortlessly like the Otsutsuki do. So Boruto was literally levitating and flying and like dropping down to get chakra from Naruto. Reminded me of DBZ games, like on some Dragon Ball Z shit where you can just like hold L2 or whatever and like you descend from the sky. Like he literally looked like that when he was just like flying around and doing all these fucking kicks and shit. Like, so it was pretty raw. So I'm pretty sure that most of the vessels for the Otsutsuki just garnered the ability to fly around whenever they evoke the Otsutsuki chakra. So also another thing is that I don't know if it's just case by case, but the vessel seems to not remember what was done while the Otsutsuki takes over. I don't know if this is just because Boruto was literally on the brink of death and he was just exhausted, he doesn't remember, or the fact that when the Otsutsuki takes over, it's just like, yo, snap, and that's it. Like, I'm not sure, but Boruto didn't remember like literally what happened. Like he was just like, what's going on? So I don't know if it's just because he was close to death. I don't know that when Boruto actually learns to tap into the Otsutsuki form whenever he wants to at will he remember, or is it just like complete takeover? But I think I had a theory regarding Boruto being able to like live in, have like a kind of duality between him and Momoshiki and not be taken over / corrupted completely because of his bloodline. Might allow him to do that, but we'll see further on when he utilizes this ability more often. But the last thing I wanted to say was that a lot of people might not have realized this, but it seems that at the end of the chapter, once the transformation is done with basically Boruto, when he's looking at Naruto basically passed out, Boruto raises up his hand and he's looking at the hand that Karma's in, and he's looking at it in shock. Like, so it must be like some evolution of Karma, like it must have taken like a different shape or something to signify that it has evolved to like the next stage of utilizing it, because this is the first time that Boruto used this transformation. So it might be on some level up type shit. That's kind of my breakdown analysis of the different things I noticed within Boruto's new Otsutsuki transformation. So make sure if you guys had something to add to what I said, make sure you comment down below. What do you think about some of these observations I made? Be sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe so you know when all my future videos are coming out. I'm most likely gonna do a video on Kashin Koji and Jigen, that whole bout. I made a video like before this chapter came out detailing that, what was really like the boundaries within this fight, but I'm gonna revisit it considering that we got it confirmed per my theory that's gonna happen next chapter. So that's what I'm looking at. But appreciate you guys watching. Young Jiggy, we out this motherfucker. Peace.